Hi, I'm Robin Vincent with Jackson Hole Radio and the Jackson Hole Voice. And today I am here with ultra marathon runner and endurance athlete, Lisa Smith-Batchen. Hi, Lisa.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Lisa, along with her company Dream Chasers, is co-sponsoring the Jackson Hole Marathon happening on September 24th. So tell me, at what point did you make the transition from running marathons to ultra marathons?
Well, I did the first Eco Challenge, which was in 1995. An Eco Challenge is a multi-stage event where you do biking and hiking and rope climbing and all kinds of crazy things, even horseback riding. And during that event, the guys that I got hooked up with on a team were ultra runners. And at the end of the race, they said, yeah, you ought to do bad water. And I said, well, what's a bad water? What's a bad water? And they said, oh, it's a 135 mile, run through Death Valley. I'm supposed to know all this stuff. It was like, if somebody runs that far, 135 miles, I said, yeah, we run that far. That was in April. In July, I did from a marathon to the Badwater 135.
How long ago was that?
That was 1995. This year, I'll do my 10th Badwater.
You are the only American female to win the Marathon des Sables.
Marathon des Sables, it's a 150-mile stage race through the Sahara Desert in Morocco. It's one of my favorite and most extraordinary events because I never say it's a race, it's a sort of a journey of self-discovery. You really find out a lot about who you are. You have to carry a backpack with all your supplies. Your sleeping bag, because you do sleep outside, under tents that have no covers in them, so you're sleeping out in the middle of the Sahara Desert. The organization gives you 9 liters of water a day. So you have everything on your back for 150 miles through extreme heat, sandstorms. There's so many obstacles. The desert's very cold at night sometimes.
Sure.
So you're kind of, you're counting on what's on your back.
I'm really curious to know someone who runs the type of distance you do and demands what you do from your body. What is your exercise and your nutrition regimen each day?
I think most people are surprised when they hear how little I actually do, at this time of my life, because I'm a busy mother of 2 young children, and I pretty much have 2 full-time jobs along with that, which I love, my work. And I'm running from place to place all the time doing my work. I teach a lot of cardio core boot camp classes. And
Here at
Teton Springs, also at Dream Chasers, I also teach them outdoors, different groups. So I get a lot of core, strength work in, which for me is really more important than getting high mileage. I try to include my kids, might push one in a stroller, pull one behind a bike. If I have 1 hour in class to teach people and I feel like I need to work out too, I try to do my best with what I'm doing as well as being a good teacher. So you really can maximize your effort. I take the stairs instead of the elevator. I walk everywhere I go just to, you're just constant motion moving.
You bring up a really good point about incorporating physical activity into just daily things taking the stairs, maybe parking further away from...
Yep. You'll see my car here, it's the furthest one away.
You ran 50 miles in 50 states, and that was in 62 days, and you were the only person to accomplish such a feat.
I really wanted to do something unique and different for my 50th birthday. And
unbelievable. She's 50.
Yeah. I know, I don't feel 50. Nor do I act it.
Or look it.
My kids say, Mommy, you sure look like a teenager, but you don't act like it. So I decided, I wanted to do something unique, something that nobody else has ever done. I didn't know how much time I needed. But when I sat down with a calendar and looked at, my husband gets home from the Marathon des Sables this day, I could leave 2 days later, thinking family purposes, I have to be back. I want to be back by Father's Day. So that was Sunday, and that led us to that Saturday. So when I added up that time frame, it was 62 days. Nobody believed we could do this in 62 days. I thought that's all I had. I have 62 days. We've got to fit this in. How are we going to make it happen?
There was something else behind it as well, though.
You know, to raise money for the orphans that I've raised money for so many years. You know, I always feel like if you do something that's different and unique and nobody else has done it, it will gain more attention.
Sure.
So our mission with my friend Sister Mary Beth, who I haven't gotten to tell you about, but you know, a nun, 62 years old now, she did 20 miles a day. Well, I did 50. She did a total of 1,000 miles. In her black habit, you know, it came very clear to me that this wasn't about running.
Okay, Lisa, so I'm thinking about running a marathon, running the Jackson Hole Marathon.
Yay!
Tell me what kind of running experience should I have under my belt?
I had somebody who just contacted me who lives in Jackson who's 62, never even done a half marathon, and I'm about to start training her this week for her first marathon. I won't tell you who it is, but you know, she said, what do you think? What do you think? I said, absolutely. You start with walking. So we have the rest of June, July, August, September. We have a good amount of time. Are you going to win it? Probably not. Can you finish? Absolutely. I'm a big believer in cross-training. If you're part of a gym, you know, elliptical, spin, you know, even swimming, so that you don't get injured. You want to build up different muscle groups by doing different activities. I mean, vacuuming the floor, gardening, I mean, everything is movement. You know, Lance Armstrong had that book, It's Not All About the Bike.
Right.
Well, I really believe it's not all about running.
How long and how frequently should I be running each week in preparation for a marathon?
People do marathons in 20, 25 miles a week. I mean, if that's all they have. But I would try to get that person up to like 50.
Okay.
50 miles a week, you know, 55 miles a week. But that could also be part of cross-training.
Okay.
On the elliptical, you know, because...
You can count those miles too?
Absolutely, I count those miles.
Wow. How should I alter my diet when I'm training for a marathon? And should I be cutting out drinking alcohol?
Well, I am a moderate alcohol drinker myself. I love to have a glass of wine here and there. And they actually, doctors say it's good for you, you know, a glass or two. But I think that, you know, anything that you do too much of is not good for you, period.
Sure.
I tell people, you know, try to stay away from, like, I used to tell this to Idaho, white potatoes, white cereals. Oatmeal is great for you, but like white sugary cereals,
Processed.
white pasta, you know, things that are just gonna load up in your colon and they just make you feel awful. Yes, the other stuff that's better for us costs a little more, but your life is worth it. And sometimes, boy, after long, hard workouts or a race, you crave what's not good for you. I mean, I admit, I'm in line at McDonald's sometimes because I
Lisa.
need that fat, like the fat and the protein.
What are the different types of things you might eat or drink the night before and the morning of a race?
Night before, I tell people like lean fish or chicken, brown whole wheat pasta. Broccoli is a great fueling source. Whole wheat bread, yes, put butter on it, go for it. And drink something that they're using in the race. Whether you're preparing your own drink or if the race has whatever the drink of the race is, drink a bottle of it or sip on it, you know, with your meals so that you're getting some into your system.
Okay.
Then the next day, the race day, you should eat about 2.5 hours to 3 hours before the race. And the best meal that I recommend is like a bagel, wheat bagel with peanut butter or almond butter, you know, a banana, yogurt, you know, things like that that are gonna, you know, stay with you. Coffee is fine if you're used to drinking coffee. Here's another trick I tell people, like 10, 15 minutes before the race starts, you want to get a glass of water and take 100 calories, like a gel. You want to get 100 calories in your system.
Okay.
And then you have to keep up with it.
What are some common training mistakes?
Truly overdoing it. Thinking that I'm not doing enough. I need to be doing more. I need to be doing more. I hear it all the time. You know, if you miss a workout for some reason, don't go back and try to make it up. Move on with your schedule, with your plan, because trying to make it up and doing your 2 workouts in one day is going to cause overtraining. You know, overtraining, over worrying about your plan. People don't stretch enough. Lack of stretching. Make sure you save on, you know, if I gave you an hour workout today, there'd always be 5 minutes of stretching at the end.